Thank you, people. You said no sound. Okay. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me now. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's back up. All right. All right. Now, hold up. I was seeing some latency. My shit should be. My shit should be directly plugged in. Let's see what Digga's talking about. Okay, I don't know. I was seeing some latency. It's saying my shit is connected through Wi-Fi, although it shouldn't be. I have my shit connected through Ethernet. But anyway, welcome back to the Godcast. Y'all can hear me now. My name is Lord Jamar. Appreciate y'all joining me. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Yeah, and click all to make sure you get, well, hopefully that you'll get notifications. You know, I'll be on some, they be trying to shadow ban the God. You know how it is. Shout out to Verzuz Videos. Thank you. Can we talk about the New York City mandate? Yeah, we could talk about that in a little while. We could talk about that. But what I want to talk about tonight is what everybody's talking about. Is that motherfucking historic Verzuz that we all just witnessed, where the LOX with Jada Kiss at the helm went on to defeat Dipset. Now, unfortunately, our scheduled guest at the last minute, he had an unexpected emergency and he's not going to be able to make it tonight. So RELL will not be here tonight, unfortunately. For those of you that might know, we did a live with RELL a while ago, but the audio was atrocious. I couldn't even post the goddamn video. So we said we was going to reschedule. I saw a picture of him and JR Ryder and a bunch of, I believe, 40 Cal as well at the Verzuz in the crowd. So I said, you know what? Let me get RELL back on here. And he said he was going to do it, but a little while when I spoke to him, he said he had emergency. It's okay. I understand things happen. We will get him up here at another time. My girl Digga is going to join us in about 5 minutes. So we will give you our take on the Verzuz between the LOX and Dipset, between real hip hop. Well, damn, they both real hip hop, but people who take hip hop seriously and those who, you know, might just look at it for the money side and feel like the money's more important. I think we showed what was more important on that night. Peace, James Anderson. Thank you. Said, peace, Lord. Hope you're well, brother. LOX slap Dipset up. What do you think of Cam kicking out on Styles P. One Love, Godcast from UK. Yeah, I mean, we can go through all the little moments and shit like that. Um, that was a pretty early moment from what I understand. Which led to tension, which led to why a lot of people were on stage the way we saw. So apparently, first of all, I thought it was kind of weird when immediately, Dipset had people put beach chairs and shit on the stage and all that type of shit. And they immediately had extra people on the stage that didn't need to be there. That was number one. So, that probably would have rubbed me the wrong way, especially if I went out of my way to tell my people, like, nah, it's going to only be us up there. You know what I mean? So anyway, now I don't know why. I need to look at the video again, but I mean, I don't know what compelled Cameron to just kick Styles P like that. Like it felt like, from what I saw, it looked like Styles P might have been pulling on his sneakers, because they were saying them shits look like moon boots or whatever the case may be, which they did. They probably was some expensive shit, but they didn't look good to me. They didn't look fly, and we're gonna get into all of that shit too. But yeah, they didn't look hot. They didn't look hot. They looked like some moon boots. So he might have been fucking with his moon boots, and then, Cam kicked at him, and then fucking Styles is like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? But then Sheik intervened or whatever. But that was going a little too far. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the nigga was fucking with your shoe or whatever, like, you could have just like pulled your foot back or some shit. Like, to kick at him, that was a little much. That was a little much. And I could see why Styles got a little tight. But as Styles said, they agreed beforehand. They was keeping it chippy. They was gonna keep it chippy, So they was keeping it chippy. First of all, from the minute that the LOX walked out there, like, they had me hype. Like, from the minute that they walked out there, they had me hyped. The way, Styles just came out there, just, like, you could just feel the energy and they just knew what they was about to do. Like, and they knew, and just the respect they had for New York, and they knew that New York had that respect right back, and they just came out there like a unit. See, look at that. Like, look at that, how they came out as a unit on time. When Michael Buffer said, the LOX, them motherfuckers came out, boom, right on time. You see? And timing is everything too. So they came out on time as a unit. Now here goes Michael Buffer. And from Harlem, we have Dipset. Dipset? like they wasn't on time. Where's Dipset? Why did Michael Buffer just say Dipset, and now Dipset not coming right out? To the point where Styles, boy, I love this brother. First of all, don't get me wrong. I love both crews now, but I'm from Westchester. I'm from New Rochelle, so I'm gonna have a special bias towards, Yonkers and all that. I used to hang out in Yonkers and all that. Riverdale, Ashburton, Warburton, Cottage, Mulford, all of that shit. Anyway. So timing wise, they didn't come out to where Styles is like, yo, y'all get Dipset out here right now. Like, that shit was funny. Shout out to A Different Era. He said, LOX brought the bars to Dipset. They rolled 3 deep. Their music never needed big hits because it was always felt by real people. But they proved that they did have big hits. A Different Era. That's the thing. Like, it's not just, they don't have just street music. Like, the LOX got big fucking hits. Like let's not forget. But I just want to show you how even from the entrance, the LOX shit was more solid. Because again, Dipset didn't come out on time. Then when they came out, they all came out fragmented. And of course, Cam waited a little bit before he came out to try to make it more special, you know, to kind of separate him from Dipset. And I think that right there was symbolic of how the night was going to go. Right there. Upon reflection, I don't think any of us could have seen that. Now, okay, here goes my sister. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Godcast. We ain't seen her in a minute, but she is here now to discuss what we love, and that is hip hop. And we definitely love these verses. Ladies and gentlemen, Rah Digga!
Hi, everybody.
I did it in my Michael Buffer voice.
Oh, that's what's up. Hey, it's been a minute.
It has been a minute. How are you, Queen?
I'm chilling. Y'all catching y'all catching decompressed Rah Digga. It was like 7:40. You're like, oh, we still good to go. I'm like, oh shit, I was doing so much work today.
I done forgot. I said, well, could you unforget and get your ass in here?
Yep, y'all getting all natural today. Look, I got my real hair out.
Oh shit! Well, I think we could still give you the Digga Cam. You still Digga Cam worthy. You know this, girl.
I threw some lashes on, but
you still Digga Cam worthy. Give it to him, girl.
Little lashes, little gloss.
Go on and give it to him, girl.
I ain't do the face beat today.
Go on and give it to him, girl. You ready? Go on and give it to him. Digga Cam.
Hey.
All right. And we back. So as you know, unfortunately, our guest RELL had to reschedule. He said he had an emergency. Hopefully everything's fine in his world, and we wish him the best. And hopefully we can definitely reschedule, because you know, prior to all this Verzuz shit, we was trying to get RELL anyway. It just, you know, we had that. We did one, but it was the audio was horrible and shit, so it was unusable. And so we said we're gonna reschedule. And then when this happened, I said, well, damn, this would be a great time to reschedule. Especially when I saw that him and I believe the whole crew, like JR Ryder, I think 40 Cal was in the, maybe Uncasa, a bunch of dudes was in the audience, along with I saw them sitting with like ASAP Ferg and French Montana. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not even going to ask if you saw the Verzuz, because I know
you already.
Also, I want to say that's a nice t-shirt you got on. That's a nice t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, let me angle down a little bit.
No, that's a nice t-shirt. I like that. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit. Y'all can go to the I kind of go with this hat I got on. I mean, damn. But anyway,
I want to pull up the track list too. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay. So what we were just talking about, and you know, if you would like to get, you know, Godcast t-shirt like what Digga has, or if you'd like to get a hat, you know, or a brand Nubian sweatshirt like I have on right now, go to www.hoodg.com. That's www.hoodg.com. Okay. So we were talking about the intro, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, even from the intro, like the LOX got me hype. Like the way they came out there and Styles P is saluting to the crowd and all that type of shit, and how they came out in unity and on time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very symbolic of how the rest of the night would go. Because if you noticed, you know, if a LOX, boom, they come out on time, their music drops right on time, they fucking walk out, boom. Now, Dipset. I said Dipset. You know, it's crickets. It's to the point where Styles is like, yo, get them niggas out here right now. You know what I mean? And then when they come out, what do? They come out fragmented. And fragmented in look and fragmented in how they came out. They came out a little bit at a time. And of course, like I was just saying a little bit before you got here, Cam didn't come out with them. They didn't come out as a unit. Cam gonna wait a little bit so that he can come out on his own and separate himself from the shit to make it seem like he's the bigger, you know, he's the biggest thing of the whole night. Like that was the psychological thing that I think he was trying to do by doing that. You know what I mean? And it all
like
was
they tried to make a dramatic entrance,
and it backfired. And it backfired because this game is about timing. You know what I mean? Music is about timing and how shit feels, and you know what I mean? I'm gonna discuss later when you pull up the track listing, because there's a few times when timing fuck shit up for Dipset. Like they could have actually did well a couple of times on a couple of songs, but the timing was off. And that, you know, helped to fuck things up.
Let me see if I could.
But so how do we want to do this? Do we want to talk about it overall? We want to just go down the list because, you know, there's definitely an overall theme here that I think a lot of people have seen. And I think the overall theme is real hip hop trumps all.
That's a fact.
And that,
but hang on. Let me just make this disclaimer. That's not to say Dipset is not real hip hop.
And that's not what I mean.
No, I know. I just want to, you know, sometimes you gotta say things for the slow people.
Yes, definitely. Dipset is definitely real hip hop. When I say real hip hop, I mean having respect for your craft. Okay. Taking your craft seriously.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Going according to the protocol of your craft. Okay. And striving to elevate it from its essence. You know, that's real hip hop to me.
And I feel like the LOX really approached this like a battle,
like
and
a real battle,
and they are MCs who came to battle. Where I feel like Dipset was probably relying on showmanship and just, you know, our records are gonna speak for themselves.
We got money, we got jewelry, we got clothes. That's what they were relying on. And they got hits. Let's not get it twisted. They got hits. But Dipset got showmanship. Dipset got love for each other. That's another thing that was felt. These guys knew all of each other's lyrics, whereas some of Dipset didn't even know their own lyrics. It was crazy. It was crazy. First of all, let me give a hats off and a big applause to their DJ technician, to the LOX DJ technician. Okay. What he did was what DJs back in the days would do. And is he made himself an integral part of the show. Like when he's switching from, the record beat to maybe a different kind of beat and then bringing it back or just like stopping the beat and then jig, like while they're rhyming. That's how hip hop started. Like these hip hop battles back in the days weren't just about MCs going against each other. When the Cold Crush battled, the Force MCs or whatever, it was the DJs kind of battling each other at the same time. It was routines that the MC had with their DJ. Okay? It wasn't all just a focus on rhyming. It was both things together. And the LOX brought that spirit back during their verses. Their DJ was such an integral part of that whole show. I saw a meme, somebody, it said, the LOX DJ need to get a raise. It said Dipset DJ need a new crew. Hey, I didn't write it. That's what the meme said. It was funny though, but I definitely agree that the LOX DJ does need a raise. I also saw a clip where Fat Joe said, Jadakiss price has just went up. Like whatever the fuck his price was yesterday, today it's not the fucking same price. Like don't think you can get Jadakiss for the same price that you was booking him for yesterday, like pre-verses and post-verses. Because he's the new Jada right now.
Let me ask you this. Did the LOX really do such a phenomenal job? Which they did. And this is not to say that they didn't.
I almost put the wrong piece of blood in my mouth.
Listen where I'm going with this. Did they do such a phenomenal job at, for a stage show, or have we just seen the quality of performance deteriorate? Because I feel like your DJ on point, you not rhyming over the vocals, knowing your words, breath, you know what I'm saying? Like breath control.
It's almost like giving a father credit for what he's supposed to do, right?
Yeah, these things are like, aren't these things normal? At least all the shows that I go to, I'm like, have you been to a Black Thought show? Like, have you? I'm like, this is normal shit.
Not normal anymore. Like these kids are rhyming off the words. People like Lil Wayne have made them feel like you can be a superstar. It's okay, to rhyme off the words. I've seen some of the biggest rappers out here get on stage, get paid $100,000 literally, and then go out there and rhyme over the words and then let the crowd say most of the shit for them. I'm like, what the fuck are you getting paid for? Just like they said, I could have sat in my car and listened to this on Apple Music. What the fuck am I even here for? Like just to watch you walk on the stage? Like they do shit like that in Japan where, like I seen some shit where at One Oak in Japan and A$AP Rocky was there and like they were just playing his records. He didn't even really have to rhyme. They didn't even care. He was just like walking back and forth and shit on the stage. Like, and if he felt like saying a couple lyrics, it was cool with them. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of shit that it's deteriorated into with this new generation. So So yes, I think it's a little bit of both of what you're talking about. I think they did do a phenomenal job, even for people
Yes,
that
they
even for
absolutely did do a phenomenal job.
even if they were at a place where everybody was going over the lyrics and everybody had a good DJ, they still did a phenomenal job.
Of course they did.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it may look even better
when your
because
opponent
when your opponent is not doing a phenomenal job, when your opponent is doing a bad job. Now, I don't know if you saw
and they've been doing it forever. Like the
forever.
LOX literally, like they might be one of the only rap groups that you never heard have beef. They've never split up. They've been putting out music consistently for
At a high
decades,
level.
at a high level for decade after decade. They have hits in every era, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the right now. Like they never stop putting out music at a high level, independent individual and group wise. Like they're kind of like the top of the food chain when it comes to rap groups. I mean, you want to keep it a bean.
I mean, yo,
Street shit, commercial
like,
shit,
right.
mainstream shit
Like
for the
they got,
ladies.
like they got under, middle, and above. Like they got every strata of hip hop that you could want to approach. Like, oh, you want to talk about some real underground shit? Well, they got top of the line underground shit. You want to talk about mid-level type of hip hop, like, you know what I mean? Oh, they got that. You want to talk about high
shit,
level, like
radio shit,
yeah, big radio songs and all that. Oh, they got those too. Like, yo, the shit was just
they got hits from the Bad Boy era. They got hits from the Rough Rider era. They're like,
and see, what I did want to say is they did kind of build it incorrectly because they build it as the LOX versus Dipset. That wasn't the LOX. That was the Warlocks that came out there. That was the Warlocks. That wasn't the LOX. That was the War fucking LOX. That's why he came out there like this. And because they was ready for
they came to battle.
War.
They came to battle straight.
They were ready for war. Now, in a previous episode, maybe it was with Artie Stacks, we were talking about the upcoming verses and all of that, and I was going, you know, MC for MC. If you're gonna go, you know, Jada versus Cam, I'm sorry, Jada wins. If you put Styles versus what's the boy's name? Laundry. Jewels. Yeah.
My Laundry. Oh
yeah, that's his new name, Laundry. And if you put Sheik against Jim, the LOX wins that. You see, now this is why though I wanted to have our guest on, because let's keep it a bean.
We shouldn't even be having this conversation without Hellro. We're gonna have it again when he come back
we'll
anyway.
Have it, that's right. We'll have it again. But let's keep it a fucking bean. I do not like revisionist history. Okay. And this is another reason why, you know, it's not all about money all the time. Okay. So anybody that knows Dipset and anybody that's a real fan of Dipset knows that Dipset is not just Cam, Jewels, and Jim with a side of Freaky Zeke. Dipset was a movement. Dipset was all of those brothers plus RELL, Jamar Rah, 40 Cal. You know what I mean? Fucking even a Casa and people like Max B could even be associated with it in a way, which is why they played on Nino's Fancy Cars. and all our fancy clothes. Yeah, like,
Mhm.
and they played the they played the other the Bird Gang shit, the Max B shit. But anyway, um,
I
man,
I think
like I feel
if
no, hang
Dipset
on. Let me just finish my thought real quick.
eh,
So what I'm saying is, by doing that revisionist history, whatever happened, they probably felt like, man, we're gonna put this Dipset together. And when I spoke to RELL, he was like, yo, to keep it real, as time goes on, you're not getting the same money that y'all used to get and all of that type of shit. And splitting the money, you know, 3 ways as opposed to 6 ways or whatever the case may be, you know. Sometimes it's the reality of shit like that. But here's the thing. In a battle like what they went through that other night, I keep saying last night, it wasn't last night, but whatever fucking night it was, two nights ago, um, that's when you need real spitters like a JR Writer and a RELL, pardon me, and a 40 cal. Like, that's when record sales don't matter. That's when you need your real MCs to step up to the plate, because you got real MCs, and it don't even matter now the numbers. Like y'all needed everybody against the LOX. You needed the whole full official original Dipset to even think about going against the LOX, because that what do we call that? That's like a skeleton crew. That's the skeleton crew Dipset. That's the skeleton crew. That's not real Dipset to me. And they know that's not real Dipset. And we're going to have to admit that to ourselves. Yes? No?
I think we know, we know all of the major components of Dipset, but I think as far as like the face of Dipset, those are the
No,
mainstream
those are the
faces.
most selling ones.
That's
Those
why
are
I
the
said
ones,
those are the
but
mainstream
but
faces.
they're not the fit. If you live in New York, okay, then you know who the fuck who Dipset was. You know all of Dipset. You don't know you know that there's a few of them that's more famous, but you knew the whole Dipset. RELL was one of my favorite dudes in Dipset. He was one of my favorite rappers. He was the one for me. Like, fuck all of that other shit. Like, I was fucking with RELL. That was my guy.
That was your guy because you're a hip hop head, but I feel like when Dipset was Dipset, they were shoving Jewels, Jim Jones, and Cameron in your face.
Yeah,
And
because they was the flashy ones, and you know what I mean? And they was just getting their turn first and all of that. Like, I think like niggas wasn't getting a turn either. Like, if niggas would have got their turn, they would have been flashing all of them in their face. It's just shit kind of went south
I mean, it's like it's this, but
before niggas got their
it's
turn too.
it's usually like that with crews. It's like when you say flip mode, everybody just automatically assumes Rah Digga, Busta Rhymes, such and such. Like nobody thinks about, like people forget about Baby Sham, or
Right,
he's not necessarily the face of flip mode, but
right.
he's arguably one of the nicest
Right,
rhymers
but when
of
y'all
them.
had a flip mode reunion, y'all didn't do it without him. You had him there.
Right.
You didn't fucking act like, well, people just mostly know just me and Buster, really, and Split Star. So we're just gonna leave Baby Sham and Rampage to the side. We're just gonna leave them out because they didn't have the level of hits that we all had.
I mean, let's
You
not
see what I'm saying?
let, but
That's the same shit right
but
there.
I mean,
Y'all
well,
didn't do that.
I didn't have a conversation with RELL. I'm saying, are you assuming that they were just left behind? Like, was
No, I
they
had a
weren't
conversation with RELL.
okay?
I know part of the reason. I told you
Okay,
he said part of the reason was some financial shit. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
you know, without getting into detail,
I
but part
I
of
got
it
you.
is, you know what I mean? If you if you used to getting 25 a show and all of that, and now y'all getting 10, you know what I mean?
There
Like
was
before,
there was a particular bag and it got divvied up a
yeah,
particular
it got
way.
small. The bag got smaller, so niggas, they don't want to get hit crazy. So it's like, hey, let's cut the roster down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like shit. I remember when we had dancers, and then at some point it's like, man, them dancers is costing us a lot of fucking money. We got 3 dancers. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to my fucking to my boys, SOS. But at some point it was like, man, that's just kind of expensive, yo.
But are you talking about in their career, or are we talking about who showed up to Madison Square Garden? Like I can't imagine they weren't invited or not.
Well, see, I don't know about that. I know that they were
That's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
crowd. They weren't on stage. You know what I mean? They weren't on
Everybody else was on stage.
right. Everybody else was on stage.
I can't imagine they was told that they couldn't get on
The kitchen
stage.
sink was on stage. I seen all the clothes from Jewel's closet was on stage. I mean,
yo, the memes. Oh my goodness.
yo, let's talk about the gear for a minute, because we thought it was gonna be a drip set. I'm gonna be honest. Cam disappointed me. I thought he was gonna do some real pink fur to the floor.
We wanted the pink fur.
Like, I think that's what people wanted. Like, they wanted that Dipset shit. Like, if you're gonna go Dipset, go Dipset. They didn't even give the people what they wanted visually. Fucking Jewels, was he one of the first ones came? Because I remember when he came out, I'm looking like, hold up. Now I know I'm getting older and all of this type of shit, and I'm not supposed to fully understand like young boy fashion and all of that type of shit, but like it's been verified. Like, there's young boys that's like like
that's not it.
Like, that's not it. Like what he was doing. Yo, what the fuck? It looked like a fashion explosion. It just looked like an explosion at Neiman Marcus or some shit, and it just landed on him, and then he
said,
just
"Fuck
ran
it."
out the store.
He like, fuck it. This hat go with this shirt. This bandana go with this jacket. Damn, which one should I wear? Man, fuck it. I'm gonna just put all that shit on.
Now, should I rock this Tech 9 with these low tops, or rock this Uzi with these high tops? He didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna rock them all. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna wear all.
I'm gonna rock the high tops and the low tops. I literally think he had on 4 pairs of sneakers. I'm not sure. That shit was crazy. What the fuck, Digga? Like, niggas, you can afford a stylist. Like, goodness gracious. And then, Jim had the leather suit on. Niggas immediately went in on that. Who was it? Was it Styles or Sheik? I won't never lose to a nigga.
I thought it was Jada. It could have been Styles, though.
I thought it was Styles that said that. He said, man, I will never lose to a nigga in leather pants. Is you kidding me? Like, see, that's another thing. The LOX were like funny and ruthless from the beginning. Like, they were like...
Which is interesting because
niggas, like, they calling them pussy niggas and all kinds of shit.
I was expecting I was expecting Cam to be funny or funnier.
Yes. But here we go. Like, there was an air of I'm too cool for school type of shit. You see? And that shit could backfire on you. Like, you're not too cool for school. If you're a performer, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be an entertainer. You can't be up there like you're too cool for school.
I don't know. I don't know if it was cool for school or if he was actually like feeling. I've got the sense that he was feeling a type of way. Like, but Cam, to me, I do look at Cam as an MC. Like
Absolutely.
his first two albums are arguably, classic albums. Like Cam is a spitter. Let's like be clear. I think on some MC shit, he in his head knew they were losing and it was getting the better of him. That's what I think was going on.
Man, I mean,
because at one point, he was like, "Oh, shit, we could get guns or something." I'm like, "Oh, damn, why are you taking it there?"
I didn't hear. I didn't hear that.
Oh, I heard that he was saying something. I don't know if they were talking about like real nigga shit or real rappers or real nigga. He's like, real niggas I know something ain't about no bars. They're about guns or something. And that's when the crowd started booing him.
Like Freaky Zeke had the only regular shit on to me. Like he had the most down to earth. Although I wasn't mad at Cam's what he had on. I think it was the footwear. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I'm sure niggas will be like, man, you don't know what time it is. These shits cost $10,000. I don't care. Like it doesn't matter if the shit costs a lot, but it's not attractive to the eye. Like, to me, like that gotta be some shit like, man, that shit is fly. Like I gotta look at those and be like, man, them shits is dope. And then if you tell me they 10,000, then it's like, oh shit, them shits was fly and they cost mad money. But if they some ugly fucking, you know what I mean? And we just wearing them just because they cost a lot of money type of shit. Like I don't like when people do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, because again, that's trying to act like money is everything. No, money is not everything. Aesthetics, when it comes to fashion, aesthetics matter. Like, I gotta fucking like the way the shit looks. It can't be just expensive. You know what I mean? And if I don't like the way the shit looks, I don't give a fuck how much it costs. You know what I mean? If the shit look like some funny space boots, then they look like funny space boots. And it's just what it is. Thank you, Wrath Boy. He said, you know my saying, if you got a problem, get your gun. Oh, that's what he
I
said.
know. I know he said something about getting a gun, and the crowd was kind of like,
because that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you say some
like,
shit like that? Like,
because you remember at some point they was like, we're not trying to scare the white people. Like, we grown ass men up in here. Like, it's not
right.
This ain't that.
We discussed it a little bit before you got here, but you saw the shit with the kicking at Styles P and all that. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, what's that all about? Like, that was kind of disrespectful to actually kick at the guard. Like, now I'm not sure if Styles was pulling on his sneakers and that's what made him like, yo, get off me type of shit. Like, I'm not sure if that's why he did it, but either way, it was a little strong. That was a little heavy-handed.
I mean, there were definitely a lot of tense moments. Like, I was talking, people were like, I was like, wait, is this like, are they still playing or not?
Right, is this real?
Yeah, like I was feeling tension. Like I mean, I didn't think anything would happen, but it's never the artist. You never know. Like, it could be mans. It's like they mans and they mans, will fuck around and set it off. It wouldn't be. I don't expect Styles, Chic, or Jada or Cameron or Jada to go get the gun, but yeah, maybe Knucklehead Mans or something might. So, never want to invite that energy.
Let me tell a quick story. This reminds me of a story real quick. So back in the days, this is in the 90s, we're at the Palladium and Tupac has a show, right? Mm-hmm. And this is pre-Death Row and all that, but Tupac is mad big at this time. So he brings out Biggie Smalls on stage, right? Mm-hmm. To do a song or two or whatever. So Biggie does what is it? Party and bullshit. So he's doing party and bullshit. And there's a part on the song when he said it's something and a fight broke out or some shit like that. You know the part I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So when he says that, like, mad niggas start pushing and shit on stage, like, and it's just it's looking real, and
It
you
looked like
like,
a
yo,
fight.
you like this is this like, yo, and it kind of gets like a tussle, and yo, I feel like Biggie might have went to the floor, like when this happened. The shit looked like, oh shit, like, yo, I think these niggas is fighting on stage. Like the music stopped. All of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden, Biggie's on the floor, and then he says, "Can we just all get along?" The music
Mm-hmm.
comes back on. Yo, the whole
Mm-hmm.
fucking place went bananas. That shit was retarded.
Yeah, I think that was part of the routine of that record.
That that might have been one of the first times he did it, but I'm telling you, that night it was magical. Like that night, it was magical, and I was there. I see that fucking
He
shit.
did that at Howard Homecoming.
Yeah, this nigga was on the floor. He was on the floor at Howard.
Nah, I didn't see him on the floor.
He was
I don't
on
know
the
if I seen him on
floor.
the floor,
He
but
was on his
I
back,
saw the fight. Like, oh shit, it's about to be a fight.
and it had the
Psych.
right. But now he's on the floor, and this one
Mm.
on his back, and then can we just all get along? Like from on his back. Yo, that shit went, man. Classic moment.
Mm-mm.
But that wasn't that. That's not what it turned into. So all right, we talked about their gear. I mean, it was a lot of jewelry like we knew they would have. You know what I mean? Are we in Dipset? Jada's the one that'll rock the jewelry. The other
And
brothers,
LOX.
they can have jewelry, but they seem like they not really about that type of shit. Like they not, you know what I mean? They just keep it regular degular. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They seem like they trying to keep it ready for in case, you know, they might have to scuffle or some shit. They don't want to get chains popped and all that type of shit if they got to jump in the crowd and put lumps on somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, jewelry wise, yeah, okay. Dipset won that. But again, is this what we come into shows for, to see people's jewelry
Well,
and
that's
shit like
what. Well, I mean, that's that's Dipset's thing. Like they were the swaggy guys from Harlem. Like it may not be your thing, but that's their thing. That was part of their, that
well,
added to their allure when.
but here's the thing, right? So if that is your thing, right? Then my nigga, y'all was supposed to like debut like some crazy Dipset piece that we've never seen before. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I felt like I got gypped. Like Cam, you could have did a lot more, like fashion wise, jewelry wise, like the jewelry was dope. Yeah, what you talk about? I had a couple $1 million worth of jewelry. You ain't got to know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we expect a lot from you. We thought maybe you was gonna have a special piece in the works. You know what I mean? That this nigga, come out and fucking.
I just wanted the pink mink. That's all I wanted.
This is what I'm saying. I'm thinking of pink mink.
I just wanted
with
Cameron and
a
the pink. I just
Dipset,
wanted the Pink Panther
with a
Cameron.
Dipset bird that's like this fucking big or some shit that he could hide behind it if he wanted to. Like, I don't know. Like,
Nah, I got you.
you
Yeah,
understand?
we still doing it. Right.
Right. And we didn't get none of that. Like, we just got the jewels that, okay, we know y'all got these jewels already. Y'all got a lot of jewels and shit. But I'm just saying we expected something more. That's all.
I do. I definitely feel like they just relied on, their movement alone to carry it and didn't really come prepared to battle the way MCs prepare for battle. that is the difference. Like the LOX, like all three of them are like real ass MCs. Jim Jones will tell you in a heartbeat. Well, now he kind of
Right.
like now he taking more pride in his
You
lyrics,
see, when
but
they was like, yo, that's when Jim wasn't even rapping and shit.
yeah,
Like
because
that.
because once upon a time, Jim Jones would be like, "Yo, I don't even care about rhymes. You know, I'm on my get money shit." Like he
I
took
remember
pride in
driving
saying that.
from, we were coming from a show down south. We're in the car. Jim Jones is on, like, we first getting into like where you could start hearing Hot 97 and all that. Jim Jones is up there. He's doing a freestyle. And, I'm sure he'll say it. I'll say it now. It was terrible. He was offbeat and all of that. Like, and he admittedly said, he was like, yo, I don't really rhyme like that. Like he kept saying, like, yeah, I'm not really a rapper like that. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
that was his.
I'm looking at this comment you just posted. I completely disagree with that.
Yes, I disagree too.
Do
Do
you
you
feel
feel
like
like
Dipset
Dipset
was a
was a?
represent?
Go
Oh, go
ahead,
ahead.
read it. Read
Oh
it. Read
wait,
it.
are we both saying you go read? Okay. Do you feel like Dipset was a representation of destructive music with no to little artistry involved, and the LOX represented real musicians, poets?
Thank you, Jackie Johnson, for the donation.
Word.
Yes, I feel that we're a representation of destructive music, but not with little artistry. They did have high artistry.
They had high artistry. I mean, come on, let's take a moment to give Dipset some flowers real quick. For the record, Dipset was a real ass movement. Like
Yes.
like they came with their own style, their own fashion, their own language, their
Their own
own
way to make money
sound,
with the
their
with the
own their
with the
own
with the
sound.
mixtapes.
Almost
They went to
almost
Touch and showed a way for other artists. Fuck are you talking about?
almost comparable to what Wu-Tang did, but nowhere near Wu-Tang level. Like Wu-Tang came with like their own sound, their own language, their own style of beats, their own style of rhyming, their own colloquialisms. Like Dipset did that same shit in real life. Like their records, like they have classic ass hip hop anthems. And if they would have been halfway prepared as the LOX, they could have gotten, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those points could have went to them. And we're gonna actually go, round for round and break down the records, because Dipset got some fucking records. Like
Let's go through it. I mean,
word.
from the first one, when as soon as the lock started with "fuck you," I was like, how apropos. Y'all can go look up apropos. How apropos that you start off with "fuck you," like that's the attitude they had. And what was the last song? Because they started with "fuck you" and ended with, go to the last song real quick for the LOX.
For the LOX last song was wait, damn, why isn't this? I'm sorry, it's not the champ is here? Nah. They got the champ is here. Nah, wait, is this right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Shout out to my man Steven Spielberg. Somebody said Cameron needed to start doing. He says Cameron needed to start doing lines from Paid in Full movie.
Nah, they did I guess they did a medley. They did The Champ is Here, The Made You Look, Money, Power, Respect, Come Through, Blackout. We Gonna Make It.
That was the very last one.
We Gonna Make It was a yes, it sure was. They ended with We Gonna Make It.
Okay. Well, see, that was a good one to end with. Like, start with "fuck you" and end it with we gon' make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We gonna take it. Like, man.
And then Cameron ended with I Really Mean It. Like before this battle, there were certain Dipset records that I was like, hold up. This is gonna be a point for Dipset. I don't give a fuck. This is gonna be a point for Dipset. I Really Mean It. I just knew it was gonna be a point for Dipset.
But see what happened with I Really Mean It. I'll tell you what happened. We're gonna go back to timing now. before they got a chance to play I Really Mean It, that's when the clearing of the stage started. Remember that? They started playing it, then it's like, hang on,
That
clear the
happened a couple
stage.
times.
But there was one big time before I Really Mean It. That I'm telling you, that was. I don't think that was their last song. That wasn't their last song.
No, Cameron's was I Really Mean It.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it then, because I remember hearing dun, 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 and it was like, oh, hang on, and it was like clear the stage. And by the time they got the shit cleared and then dropped the shit, yo, the moment had passed. I mean, yeah, that's a dope song, but now you got to restart the energy.
It's like, yeah, like now we know that record is coming. Like if it would have just dropped, like,
yes,
I really mean it.
You fucked it up with all this other extra shit, and you fucked the timing up. Like you fucked the timing up. So, and that's one of my favorite Dipset songs. Like you could have put that next to "Fuck You," to be honest. Like,
but I'm Ready was even one of my favorites. I'm ready.
But I didn't like the way they was performing that, because they was like, I'm ready, or some shit.
But that's what I mean. Like if they would have practiced and rehearsed and just had a synergy with them, like, okay, you do these libs, you do this, bop, bop, boop, bop, bop, bop. It would have been it wouldn't have been like a complete blowout. It could have been 12-8. It could have been, just on New York Spirit alone. Like if they would have had their show together, they could have really been a force.
But see, in order to have your show together, you have to have your unity together. You have to have your spirit together. You see what I'm saying? If you're not really fucking with niggas like that, then you're not showing up for practice and all that. I'm sure there was one nigga that was like, yo, man, we really should practice, man. Fuck all that.
And what's weird, and what's weird, I don't know, like all of the pre-versus banter when it was like, you know how you'd be like,
to practice Freaky Zeke.
Freaky Zeke probably wanted to practice.
Get them all to practice, and they was all telling Freaky,
and like, get out of here. But you know what's crazy? When you are quote unquote the underdog, because a lot of people was really going into this thinking that Dipset was going to win. Like I think the overall spirit was like, yeah, the LOX gonna win, but Dipset got records. I don't know. Don't sleep on Dipset. Like I think when you go into a versus and everybody just assume like you're gonna lose, that person, the person that goes into versus as the underdog, always fucking comes on some next level shit. Even like from the beginning, when it was like RZA versus Preem, and everybody like, all RZA gonna do is play Wu-Tang stuff. Primo gonna wash him. RZA like, oh yeah, he put on his ninja shit. Like, yeah, I think Dipset might have let the whole like, shit go to their head. Like, man, we got this. Our records, anthem, we got stadium shit. Like, we good. And I don't know, man.
The LOX represented people who held the artistry of hip hop in higher regard than money and, jewelry and
fanfare.
Yeah, fanfare.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Now. Yep. Fuck you.
Then
versus I'm ready.
Versus I'm ready. I don't know if that was a good follow-up. See, and here's another thing before you go on. I believe that the LOX were prepared for whatever happened. So they said, all right, if these niggas play this, then technician, be ready to play this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that nigga Jewels come out his mouth stupid, talking about we ain't got nothing for the broads, you play all our fucking broad songs back to back. Like I believe that they was ready with Chambers and all of that type of shit.
You know what happened? They didn't watch the tapes. They didn't
watch the tapes.
They didn't watch the tapes. They should if anybody in Dipset had any sort of MC shit about them going into this, they would have analyzed that.
Watch a LOX show.
They would have analyzed, even besides that, they would have analyzed that fucking Jada and Fab battle like, yo, Jada really fucking mind fucked Fab out of playing his hit records and tried to get him on some street shit, and who the fuck is out streeting Jada in street records? So if they would have watched the tapes, they would have noticed, or they would have realized, like, wait a minute, so Jada is a motherfucker that's going boop bop 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 boop bop and be ready like that. And that's what I say. But the next record, banned from TV, LOX banned from TV versus Dipset Crunk Music. Crunk Music could have got that. Could have.
Just saying, like, the way the titles sound, like,
I mean,
banned from TV, Crunk Music, like it just don't sound like. Yeah.
LOX started something. Damn, niggas done started something.
Come on, bro.
Versus Cam'ron, Suck It or Not.
And see, Suck It or Not is a good record, but it's not a good record against that record. You see, that's a bad choice. Of like, you're just forcing it. You're just going with whatever you had. You're not saying, oh, they just went with niggas done started something. Like, all right, I'm gonna go with this. You just going with whatever you had on the list. And what you had on the list was Suck It or Not. And I don't feel that was a good answer, because I feel like it's about answering the song that comes, you know what I mean? That you have to come behind. So
and when you're actually the responder, you actually got the advantage.
Right.
Yeah. So next, Mighty D Block. Everywhere we go, people wanna know.
Come on, who we are. Oh my.
Yo, matter of fact, and was fucking with y'all right. Anthem. Wait, the audience is right. Cam was on Banned from TV. He should have played his motherfucking verse to answer that. How about that?
I almost thought about that. Because I was like, this nigga is on Banned from TV. That would have been funny.
Word to mother. But that is having your DJ on point, like, oh. Now, so Mighty D Block versus Santana's Town. I think that's
Santana.
Yeah.
That
Santana.
Lot of laundry. Santana. Whole lot of clothes on. And it's real baggy. Santana.
So
Santana. Santana, you was looking crazy, bruh.
And then
like, come on, bruh.
And then
he had on 3 hats, 2 jackets,
and then
5 sweaters.
And Jada came with the Who Shot Your freestyle.
Come on now. Talk about creating a moment to be talked about. First of all, yes, Steven Spielberg, this was the best verses. This was the best verses ever.
For sure.
People, because if you think about the pre-discussion, the discussion as it was going on, and now the post discussion days later about this versus, there's been nothing like this. There's been nothing like this. And the performance, you know,
I feel like this actually brought
with
it
the
back
true
to like
spirit.
versus
Yes.
battling.
Yes.
Like, yeah, a lot of these
They got
verses
real
been,
friendly. They didn't want to battle. They
yeah,
were, let's keep it friendly. Let's make it a
we're
celebration of each other's
celebrating each
music.
other.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. No,
bitch,
no,
I'm
no.
trying to
No,
win.
bitch.
I'm
This shit
trying to,
called
trying to
verses.
I'm trying to embarrass you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
This
win.
shit called verses. There's a winner and a loser.
Right.
It's me versus you.
Right. Second place is just the first place loser.
Now get these pussy ass
Oh, pussy ass.
these pussy ass niggas out here.
Okay. And they answered Jada's freestyle to Get 'em Girls. With Get 'em Girls.
Now see, let's stop for a second. Had they had like a JR Ryder still in the mix, that would have been your time to answer Jada's freestyle with a freestyle. Or Cameron, if you really wanted to do a freestyle, you didn't wait. He waited to the end of the show to try to do a freestyle, to the point where people fucking booed him and made him stop doing it. Like they didn't want to hear that shit at that moment. And that was a crazy fucking moment. So again, I believe this revisionist history, this going with the money, going with the ones that sold more, instead of respecting the whole Dipset and having your spitters with you too, because that's your meat and potatoes. Like imagine having a car, right? And like, yeah, everybody sees the body and all that type of shit. But if you lose the axle, you can't drive that motherfucker, right? Like there's integral parts of the car that you don't see, that don't get love, that the parts of the car that are seen get. Yet they could be even more important, especially under stressful situations. How about the A-frame of the car? You don't see that. You don't see the A-frame, but that's what protects you in a fucking crash, digga. Yes? But all you see is the shiny outer body, the Mercedes Benz, that's the part you see. That's the part that you think is selling the car, but also safety sells that bitch. So all I'm saying is those guys represent the integral parts of the car that can't be overlooked, and we can't skimp safety for money. Huh?
I agree.
Let me give you.
I just don't know if I want to assume that was a Dipset call. Like you guys, like we can have all these random people on stage, but not you, JR Ryder, not you, RELL. Like that does
not
not
about
make
having
sense.
them on stage. They already wasn't a part of Dipset when they said Dipset is coming back together. This is beyond just that night. This is about Dipset having a reunion and not including all its members. They been did that. They been not included them. They been didn't include the A-frame and the axle of the car. So now when the car really has to get put on the road and tested in a fucking demolition derby, those parts that you really would have needed, you stripped your car down. You stripped your car down, and the parts that you needed, now you don't have them when you need them. And I'm just saying, that would have been a perfect time to have JR or RELL, or both of them kick a freestyle. But that's not something Jim could have did. That's not something that Jewels is known for. Jewels is a record rapper. He sounds good on records. I never heard him fitting for freestyles, really. Like he's Sounds good. He just rocks
Well,
records.
I guess that will be a conversation we will have. Excuse me, when
Yeah,
when we
this is
have
my
when we have
observation.
RELL on the show.
This is what I believe, and I'm hoping that he will confirm what I'm talking about. But this is what my third eye sees. This is what I see from the outside looking in.
And
That
I'm sure, and I'm sure that the conversation was also probably had like, nah, this is Versus, we need the hits, we gotta have the hits, like this ain't the time to be pulling out the street shit and wooty woo. And what do you know, here comes Jada with the Hail Mary freestyle. That's what I mean by they should have watched the tapes, because if they'd have watched the tapes, they would have known Jada's a sneaky bastard on that Versus stage.
Jada's a sneaky bastard on that Versus stage.
Yeah, hey, he been there before. It was there for you to watch.
Jeremy Chastain, thank you. He said, Chic Luch, let me look these pussies niggas in their face. That's what he said, huh? Yeah, man. It was great. So again, they're answering songs with songs that they shouldn't answer. So they answered, first of all, that freestyle, I said it from the minute he did it, that freestyle is going to be a freestyle that's played into the future. They're probably going to play that on the radio at times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they're not already playing it on Hot 97. Like that's going to be like, you could play that like one of the famous freestyles like Biggie and Tupac, and the mother like a soldier, told all of that shit. Like, that was classic right there. He gave us a classic moment that nobody's done before. And like you pointed out, who's had two verses before and like murdered the shit like that?
And won both of them.
And won both of them.
And won both of them. Both of them. BOFUM. He won both of them.
He won both of them motherfuckers.
Bruh.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Hold on.
Moving on. So Reservoir Dogs.
And pardon, I know Anubis is snoring like a motherfucker in the background. Damn you. Okay.
Reservoir Dogs. And they was doing like medley stuff too. They did like Reservoir Dogs and Blood Pressure. This the LOX did versus Pull It 357 in the ROC. See the ROC that was supposed to be a point for Cam.
What?
Turn 50 to 100,000 in front of housing. That was supposed to be a point for Cam.
And what happened?
Well, one thing I loved Jada for it. I always, whenever I'm like judging open mics and stuff like that, whenever people rhyme over the vocals, I automatically disqualify them. The fact that was another thing too, the fact that Dipset were rhyming over their vocals was just bad. Like, that's just bad. That's just stage show 101. You don't rap over the vocals.
Rap over the vocals.
Have your ad libs in there, fine.
That's
even your hook.
TV track. You get the ad libs and the hook. That's
and
fine.
The hook.
Your main lead vocals, you do not rap over your lead vocals. Matter of fact, I love when the ad libs are there. It makes it sound more like the record. Fine, keep your doubles, all of that. But the leads, you do not have your leads when you do a show, people. You do not rap over the regular vocals of the record. That is the worst thing you could do. Like,
somebody said LOX rapped over vocals towards your end. Now be clear. Sometimes you met there may be one or two records in
If
your
you
stash
can't
that
find the
you
instrumental,
just you can't get the instrumental and you can't make it. Like you just on the song from beginning to end, it's ad libs, it's all type of shit. You
it has
can't,
changes, it does
yeah, you
things
you
that
you can't find one or two clean bars to loop. So sometimes you're stuck with it. But for the most part, the Locks gave you TV tracks and instrumentals. They were not rapping over vocals.
yes. But that is true. Like we cringe at doing shit like that. You know what I mean? We
Cringe.
cringe. Like even though we know certain people don't care, like even though we know that we're in an era where people don't give a fuck about that. Like I give a fuck about it. Like and people be like, "Damn, y'all still sound like how y'all used to sound back in the days." Like yeah, man, because we exercise our shit, like you know what I mean. We exercise our voices and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But that should be horrible when people rhyme over the words. And
It's the
please,
word.
if there's any up and coming MCs out there,
Don't do
and
it.
you're within the sound of our voices, I don't give a fuck what your friends are doing. I don't care if you saw little fucking, you know, Ray, look, Takashi. I don't care who you see doing this bullshit where they rhyming over the word. Don't you do it. Because
Don't do it.
if you do what the Locks did, you'll just be that much, you'll just stand out that much more
Mm-hmm.
amongst your all your peers. Everybody else doing the lazy shit. See, it's about doing the most you can do. People like to do the least they can do. That's why
Right.
rhyming over the vocals is what this lazy generation would like to do. Instead of doing the
Right.
most you can do,
You're
which
supposed
is
to when
actually
you get on stage, that's you're supposed to bring the record to life when you get
yes,
on stage.
yes. And bring it to life in a way that is not identical to the recording, but reminiscent of it, but definitely in the moment of right then. Like, damn, he's doing this right now for us.
Right.
Like this is the version that he did here. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what almost makes it like jazz. You know what I mean? Because even though
Mm-hmm.
you say your shit a certain way every night and all that, it's still different a little bit. It's still a little bit different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might say
Mm-hmm.
some words a little bit different, and it's not so computerized um that you're gonna sound exactly like how you sound on the record. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you the shit, if you Rah Digga, you could sound like the record. I mean,
Yeah, I
everybody can't
mean,
do
your
that.
performance is still gonna be
everybody can't.
slightly.
Everybody can't do that though.
Still gonna be slightly different from the record.
Well,
Digga.
if you barking on the record and you barking on stage, then you know. But
But see, you do have a
everybody
loud
ain't that.
throat. You do have a loud throat.
Everybody ain't like that. You know
Everybody
what I'm
don't have
saying?
a throat as loud as yours. This is true. Oh, loud
Hey,
throat.
so you know. That's why I am one of one.
Oh,
Anywho,
volume throat. But
moving
anyway.
on,
Mhm,
Now
mhm.
we got 24 hours to live versus
I'm
Jesus
just realizing we both
Maxi.
got on like black and white. Like we didn't plan that. That's just some shit. We just did that.
We just like that.
Cause we see we in a team. That's how a
Like,
team moves. A
It's
team,
Godcast. We don't even gotta speak. We just gonna show up wearing the same. We wearing our Godcast shit.
and that's how a team moves, and that's how you win. When you could just, and that's how the Locks was moving. It was moving like a team that was on some. These motherfuckers was reading each other's own thoughts type of shit. Like they knew all of each other's lyrics, all of that type of shit. I love how they was highlighting Chic, because people try to talk shit about Chic, and they was highlighting Chic and showing you, man, Chic got major fucking bars, major verses on major songs, and you know his fucking shit. Like, stop trying to front on Chic. And then when he did his solo joint and all that, man, I was so happy. Like, Locks is the shit, yo.
Yo, I've seen Chic shows, like Chic solo shows where he bring it, he bring out Jada and Styles. I've seen Styles solo shows where he bring out it's like they're never really separate. Even their albums, even the solo albums that they continue to put out, like they still sound like LOX albums. Like they are a real brotherhood.
Hang on, can we get people to click that like button? I'm just realizing that there's like 4,000 people in the room right now.
Are they really? Oh wow. Okay.
It's 4,072. Okay.
Okay, we up. I'm sorry, you're not getting hell RELL. I hope that's
yeah. Yes, if you're just joining us, our advertised guest actually had to reschedule. He had a an unannounced emergency that he had to take care of. I hope everything's good with him. We will get him on in the future.
Word.
But we
sorry
about this Verzuz.
You're just getting old, grumpy, and loud throat tonight.
Old, grumpy, and loud throat. That sounds like Speed and Brown Shoe. Like, you know what I mean? That sounds like a TV show. Old, grumpy, and loud throat. 8 o'clock on channel 2.
Now, hopefully, our numbers don't dip to like 800 in the next 2 minutes and shit.
Nah, they here for this. Because this is a topic that everybody's talking about right now.
And we MCs. So, like, who else would you want to discuss this with?
Shout out to Terrell. He said Jadakiss took all of the air out of the room. That would have never happened to 50 Cent and G Unit.
Funny you should mention that. I do think Dipset would have been a better matchup with G Unit.
Yeah,
I do think that.
Yeah,
because they both were strong ass movements in their time, and they both have comparable hits, and I don't think anybody in Dipset went diamond, but I definitely think that now if you would have put a Buck,
thank you, Antoine Stevens.
Yeah, Buck, 50, and Lloyd Banks versus Jada, Sheik, and no LOX. We talking dip. So it would be 50 and Cam. It would be and then Cam got all the Curtis. That would have been that would have been crazy.
Curtis.
And then you have who Buck for it would have been Banks.
This guy says LOX first Mob Deep. Nah, I don't think so.
I can see why you say that, but
I don't know if Mob has enough after what we saw. First of all, Prodigy's not here, so what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like,
what are you talking about? Well, he wouldn't be able to perform it, but if Havoc
and we need that. Havoc can't do it by himself. I'm sorry, he can't. Havoc doesn't have that kind of charisma to hold some shit. Like, I'm sorry, he just doesn't. No, Prodigy was the charisma of that group.
Fuck it, I'll be Prodigy. I'm a Mob Deep fan. I'll be Prodigy for you.
Somebody said, nah, 50 already chopped. Kiss already chopped 50 head off with Checkmate.
Well, I wouldn't put him with I wouldn't put him against the LOX. Like
90s versus 2000s type of vibe.
I really can't think of anybody with that could go with the LOX. Maybe Wu. It's like jumping them. Like you would have to jump the LOX. Like Wu-Tang would have to jump them.
Somebody said that. I saw a meme. It said, "Now if it was LOX versus Wu-Tang, it'd have been a different story." Like, damn, y'all really reaching, huh? Like,
yeah, you gotta
go get 9 motherfuckers, and you know what I mean. LOX versus MOP would have been epic. MOP don't
got the time in. See that is where LOX trumps everybody. Like, they got the time in. Like, yes, are there other artists and groups and crews that can match them record for record? Absolutely. State Property, Beanie Siegel, like, absolutely. Like, even Nori, like, absolutely, there are other niggas with street records that can win points against the LOX. But once you start, eventually everybody else is gonna run out, and Dipset is, I'm sorry, and LOX is gonna be like, okay, and now for my 2010 shit. And now for my, like, it's like they
Shout out
are
to the Truth Radio. He said hip hop won that night. Time to end the little rappers. Or time to get the little rappers on this type of shit.
The little,
you know what I mean?
The Lils is, they somewhere.
Shout out to the Unblind Swordsman. You think
they're in their
the
own
LOX versus
world.
Onyx would have been dope, and who would have taken it? The LOX again. Onyx is dope.
Time,
Right. Like Onyx got, LOX just has too much shit.
They got too much.
Like, a lot of these groups have an initial time. A lot of these groups, when they first come out, that's their time right then. And they'll have 1 to 2 albums maybe that are strong, that most of their hits come from, and all that type shit that are memorable.
Okay, now I see somebody actually made a good point. Okay, if so, take 3 of the Wu. So it could be, okay, Styles, Jada, Chic versus who? Ray, Ghost, Meth. What if it was like a 3-man?
Ray, Ghost, Meth. Yeah, yeah, that could be something. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it would have to be that.
Right. But see, now everybody has an advantage of, they've seen what the LOX will do. And first of all,
well, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
We can't,
like, now everybody wants to go against the LOX.
Yeah, no, we're speaking retroactively. We don't want to see the LOX again. I know Jada gonna be like, are you kidding me? Like, still like the first 2 ass whoopings ain't like, no, we can officially retire Jada and the LOX.
Even talking about
Verzuz.
them of doing other people, because now it's all this woulda shit, and now we living in the what if land. Like, I don't want to even go with all of that. Right.
We were actually trying to figure who would have been a better matchup for Dipset, but we're not going to see them again either, because we know
they did their shit. Like,
right. So all right, so we can briefly run through the rest of these. We did Reservoir Dogs, 24 Hours to Live versus G's Up, Harlem, Bird Gang, Money, Purple City. See that now, that was
a nice little run.
And those were some Dipset like niche records. Like, that was
right, but those
that
was
was
also Max B. That was like Max B, which is kind of ironic too, considering the beef that Jim had with Max. And
I don't think it exists anymore though.
No, I don't think so, but it was just,
we don't know, but that also, that also lends to the strength of the LOX. Like, they've never
somebody said they want to see Remy versus Digga.
I see that a lot. I don't think we can go like 20 versus like commercial records, and we talked about this. Like, yeah, like, oh, I can give you Pete, Primo, High Tech, RZA. Like, I'll wash these bitches' asses on some with my
brand Nubian versus Lords
with my street catalog, but
they don't have enough records, sir.
Our record, are people going to recognize those records in a Verzuz?
Underground. Shout out to Showtime Sean. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you.
And I think that would be, like a ill matchup. Like I would even go so far as to say like a Flip Mode versus a Terror Squad, which would ultimately come down to Busta Records facing off with Fat Joe, Rah Digga facing off with Remy, our crew records. Like that would, that would be interesting. Fat Joe, Bronx, they spicy, but what? I'm Brick City in this bitch. Like I got spice. Busta spicy. Like we could get spiced. We could get all spice. Shit.
Now they saying Brand Nubian versus Diggable Planets. Again, I don't think they got enough records to fuck with us. Like that's
no. Y'all got
that's not.
No, like Poobah got solo shit. You got solo shit. Style got solo shit. Niggas got EPs with other niggas. Y'all got crew shit. Yeah, like people also have to like recognize the amount of discography. Like
somebody said Migos killing all these groups. That's funny.
Somebody said Pun and Remy is destroying me and Busta. Yeah. That would be a good versus to see.
Shout out Mel W. Said Busta versus Missy is the only thing left.
No, Busta versus Missy. Jesus Christ! I wish people would stop saying that. I hate it.
I mean, I understand why.
Why? Because of the 4 or 5 videos that Hype Williams directed. Like, are we really comparing Busta Rhymes music to Missy Elliott singing ass music? Like, stop it. Please.
I guess the visuals is what kind of ties them together in a way.
Okay,
like,
well the videos ain't gonna mean anything in verses. Okay, stop.
The visual. I mean, they both got big records. They both had records for their times and all that type of shit.
Yes, but okay.
I don't know if you put a guy against a girl like that.
Like I said, once we move past all of the Hype Williams directed caricature vid records and we start getting into the street shit, like no Missy, no Missy is another fucking animal that's in a world by herself. I don't know who the fuck is going against. Like Missy is a songwriter, a beat producer, a singer. Like Busta is.
Yeah, that's what I see. De La Soul versus Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Some people were saying De La versus Brand Nubian. No, De La versus Tribe Called Quest. Those two, that's the ones for that right there.
Yo, De La got some hard ass fucking records. I think people be having De La fucked up.
No, they got a lot of records, but see, it's all about
they got some hard
what people
shit.
know too, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. That's why and that's why. Oh, the hell. And that's why I don't think that I would make a good versus, because I got like 20 years worth of records, but they weren't commercial records like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could throw on the hardest record produced by RZA ever. That's smashing anything any of these bitches ever fucking picked up a pen and attempted to write. But is it gonna matter in verses if nobody, in that world knows it? So
shout out to Credit is King. He said Nas versus Jay-Z, best, the ultimate. I think that would be really super epic big.
Once that happens, like versus is over. Like who's versus? Like who's versus?
Like, what else can you aspire to? Like the God.
Now you know what I did suggest for our good.
Said MC Light versus Queen Latifah. Thank you, Boy Blue.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
We talked about I guess we could share a little bit of our conversation with the audience.
Of course.
So we talked about possible versus.
Is this the underwear conversation we had? Oh, he's talking.
Yeah, like who we could possibly match up with Brand Nubians, and we felt like we felt like a lot of groups that we feel are comparable to you may necessarily be in other regions, and we would like to keep it New York versus New York so we can clearly pick a winner or a loser. We don't want
I think that's what was great about this
this
past
one,
verse.
right?
I think that's what made it so clear. It
Right.
wasn't like, well, if you grew up over here,
If
you're
you
gonna
grew up in
pick
the South, you're
Three
gonna
Six
pick
Mafia,
Outkast.
right?
If you grew up here, you're gonna we like, even though that's great to see, we want versus.
That makes too much of a dispute in a way,
Yes.
because yeah, you could say Brand Nubian versus
Look,
a
Brand
Three
Nubian
Six
versus.
Mafia or something like that. Let's just say that, like, that would be so. If you come from the South, ain't no way you picking no Brand Nubian. And if you come from New York, ain't no way you picking no 3-6 Mafia. Like, so who really wins that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you really choose that? Like,
Look,
that's
you saw Brand Nubians versus Black Moon. Somebody just put that.
we said that earlier
I
today.
actually said that. I said, but it would need to probably be Black Moon and Smith and Wesson, like boot can't clip.
Because again,
I think they would actually be a better, besides Black Moon. I think Smith and Wesson
would be a better.
would be a better matchup for you guys. I think so. Oh, we didn't
Oh,
forgot
let's
about our
get
little
yeah.
track list. I forgot.
Keep it going.
So
I'm ready to
hold on,
fucking.
hold on, hold on. Chest to chest freestyle. This was like another freestyle versus Bout It. Cameron on the Bout It.
Yeah, about it. I remember that as being an okay moment. That was all right.
Yeah.
But
Um.
there was never a point where I felt like what they was playing was winning a round. It's just
Right.
that I would enjoy the song. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they're
Mm-hmm.
playing this song right here. I'm gonna enjoy it right now.
Word.
I think Freaky Zeke enjoyed them the most though. Because he looked like he was having the most fun of everybody on the stage. The way he was dancing and shit,
Mm-hmm.
that was funny.
Look, they saying poor righteous teachers.
You would think poor righteous teachers because it's in that same 5%er realm, but I love my brothers. I just, I don't think they have enough songs to go against us. No offense. We got a lot of songs, people. I don't know if you've been to a Brand Nubian show, but when you hear them shits back to back to back to back, you start to realize, like, damn, these dudes had a lot of fucking songs.
Word. I feel the same way. I feel like when people come to a Digger show, like, oh shit, the Woe remix. Oh shit, Talib and Exhibit, the countdown. Oh oh shit, the Mariah. Oh shit, the like yeah. Oh shit, the
Again,
Cowboys.
it's hard to name a lot of songs
Mm-hmm.
outside of somebody's first album. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's that first album.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what I mean? We
Mm-hmm.
got joints from our first album and then our second album when Pooh wasn't there. And then Pooh has his solo album from when that time. You see him saying when we had the shit when he wasn't there. And then we got shit when we came back together. But then X got his, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we just got a lot of shit, man.
I think my strength, I think, is in my features. Well, not I
Yeah,
think, I know.
we got features too. That's another thing. Like
Yeah.
Pooh got shit with Mary and fucking, you know what I mean? All kinds of people. Pooh got and fucking X got shit with Biggie and shit.
Somebody did a throwback Thursday on me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on a Nika Costa record with Beanie Siegel. And like, god damn, like I just like shit that I just straight be forgetting. Hold on, where at?
Now they on to like Anita Breaker versus Sade, somebody said.
Yeah, I mean, what
Now they on
you
to
you,
shit
you
like
gotta
that.
switch genres altogether. You can't even do you can't even do another hip hop right now. They gonna have to like take a breather, maybe do some girls something, and then come back to the come back to the. Even though I did enjoy Bow Wow and Soldier Boy, I didn't even hold you. My daughter dragged me through that goddamn Soldier Boy era, man. I was really up in here like all the way, da, da. Just me by myself. Okay. Anywho, ooh, Benjamins. Oh, wait. Nope. Back. So Locks played Dope Money, and then Dipset's answer to that was Welcome to New York City. So technically, I would give that round, if it's in that, if that was the answer to Dope Money, I would give that round to Dipset.
But then the answer
the Lock
to
came
that,
back and answered
with
that.
I'm from New York, and and that was a moment for people that was there. God damn, I was supposed to hit my man 5. He was actually there. I was going to hit 5 and see if he wanted to come talk about it. But that was a moment in there. Like if you was the whole crowd erupted. And I remember hearing Cam say, you ain't got a bigger New York song than that. Like, and then when he played that fucking shit, like, oh really? I don't. Yo, it was like so many alley oops that were going on. It was crazy. Like, oh, I don't have a bigger New York song than that. Well, check this out. And the whole place went. I mean, there's a video when Fat Joe is talking about it. You know what I mean? Because he said when Cam played his shit, he was like, "Oh man, I got chills. It was dope." You know what I mean? He said, but then when fucking, you know what I mean? When Jada comes out and he's like, "Yo, I'm outside," and he's like, and he's like, the song that I'm on, like I forgot Joe was on that song. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, I lost my mind. He said, yo, I almost pulled a little mama. He said, I almost ran up on stage. He said half the
I did think they were gonna do that. I thought they were gonna bring out guests.
Half the garden was looking at me like, yo, what you gonna do, Joe? Like you going up there? Like, yo, he said, I almost pulled the little mama. The shit was hilarious, but you could feel the electricity like in him remembering the moment. Like just watching that shit was just watching him talk about the moment was so crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys with that Verzuz created moments and memories and like
now this is
hip hop moments. Like, this is the type of shit that we used to get more often. You know what I mean? In hip hop, moments like this. But it seems like moments like this are too far in between now. Go ahead.
Now check this out. I'm looking at this list, right? So after the Locks came with Locked, they played that, and then they played Locked Up, the New York record, then they played Locked Up. Now, had Dipset been ready to switch their playlist up with their DJ, then they should have came with, because I'm looking, they answered it with Certified Gangsters, and that's the easy, No.
Certified.
No, Certified Gangsters is that it's like the ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Eastside
easy
low riders. Yeah, the easy down the shit. Yeah.
And then, because then the next record was Locks, No Ideas original freestyle, and then they answered that to We Fly High, the bowling. Like, they should have came back with bowling after, like, as soon as Jada came with that, I'm from New York, I would have gave the DJ the cue, like, bowling now, switch it now.
But now here's the thing. Again, yes, you're right. And timing is everything, right? Now, here's another time where I felt like they fucked up with timing. So Here, they're about to play balling. The DJ actually play. I got a mean soft fair shade. And so now we know balling is coming on. Oh, hang on. Stop. They stop the music. Jim walks to the front of the stage. And now here comes the jeweler. You already got 1,000 chains on, but here goes now another chain with more fucking charms on the motherfucker. And, you know, he's going to put that on. And I don't know what kind of reaction that in your mind you think is going to happen. Like, yo, I'm going to stop the shit. I'm going to have my man bring out my big chain with the ill skull gang shit on it. And then he going to put that on me. And yo, the whole crowd's going to go crazy. Then I'm going to drop balling. It's going to be nuts. Like, this is the type of shit you got to tell yourself in your mind when you're preparing for the show. Like, you try to build your show and you thinking that these moments are going to be something. And then it turns out to be nothing. Like, when he did that, one of them, I think it was Jadakiss or Styles, they was like, yo, that was corny. When he said that, did you hear when he said that? Mm-hmm. It was like, yo, that was corny. And I was thinking, damn, that was kind of corny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, that was kind of corny. Like, why stop the momentum of the fucking music right now so that you could put on an extra chain? I can't even really see with all the charms you got on right now. I don't even know what's going on your neck, bro. You got so much jewelry. It's all shiny.
Now, if he wouldn't have stopped, if he wouldn't have stopped and had the jeweler hurry up and do it while it was done, I'm wearing mean dark pants shade, like put the necklace on, put the glasses on, in the mean dark pants shade, and then hit it. But balling, we fly high.
The shades were on the whole time. That's another thing. The guys were wearing shades the whole time. You can't connect with your crowd with shades on. That's another thing, people. That's why you don't see me on here wearing fucking shades. I'd love to look cool and wear shades. But when you wear shades, there's a certain disconnect that happens. I swear. There's a certain disconnect when you can't have eye contact with the audience. It's a problem, yo. It's a problem. And Cam had on shades.
If I gotta get on camera and I don't feel like doing no makeup, y'all gonna get these shades.
I hear you. Like
y'all gonna get these shades.
Once in a while, I understand. You know what I mean? But I also feel like a lot of times people wear shades to hide behind something. You know what I mean? They don't wanna
or they just look really cool with your outfit. I don't know.
Yeah, so
but I say all of that to say, if Dipset would have been like a little sharper with like the DJ and the track list, they could have came behind that New York with the We Fly High, because once the LOX came with that No Ideas original freestyle, then you could have put your rapping over your Eazy-E beat, because that's kind of freestylish, rapping over the Eazy-E beat. Like, I think that was a moment that could have happened. That could have gave Dipset some momentum. And now, well, actually, right here, because they got a boom, boom, boom list. They kind of got a little run right here. But then the LOX comes with All About Benjamins, and then they come with the Dipset anthem. So that is just, that's just however you feel.
I'm on the west side of Chicago, looking for a bust down. Make me put my 2 arms up. Touchdown. Oh my goodness. That used to be my shit. Woo! When my man, rest in peace, when my man Star was alive. Oh man, that was our joint right there. Like, that was our joint. I just remember riding to that shit. Man. Oh man.
You know, if you're a particular age, you're gonna go with the Benjamins. If you are a little younger, you might go with Dipset Anthem because that,
I mean, those both was crazy right there.
yeah, like if you're 30 something, Dipset Anthem was your Benjamins.
And again, like they had the DJ working on the Benjamins. So they had Chic rhyming because they made it come in the Benjamins, but then they had Chic come in first and he was rhyming on the Biggie part that they had him starting on that, and then the DJ brings it back to the Benjamins piece. Like I'm telling you, that DJ was so fucking skillful. Shout out to DJ Technician once again, man. That man really fucking upped the fucking ante of the whole show.
Wild out, wild out. Then Locks came with wild out.
Come on, man.
And then to which Dipset replied with Killer Cam. That's the Killer Cam.
Yeah, see, that wasn't.
That
That's
wasn't
not a good reply.
that wasn't a
Not a
good
good
reply to
reply.
Wild Out.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Shit, I would have came with old boy right there. Fuck it. Like now
Yeah,
you can start
yeah, because
bringing your
that Killer
guns.
Cam shit is too laid back, too like
Yeah.
too
And
smooth.
and Cam rapping his ass off on that record, but it's not the vibe. Don't. And then then the Locks kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh my goodness. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, that's the one I thought was gonna be the last one. That's when I was like,
Gonna
holy
kiss
shit.
your
I
ass
said they ended
goodbye.
it with Kiss. No, because matter of fact, they were saying that it was supposed to be over at that time, but then they played more. That's what happened. That's what
Well,
happened.
oh
That
shit,
was
we ain't.
supposed to be the last one.
Hold up.
And
Are
I
we
said,
even
so wait,
halfway through? Wait, hold on.
they
Hold
started with
on.
fuck you and they ended with kiss your ass goodbye. I was like, this is brilliant. That's
Ki-
what the fuck it was supposed to be.
Kiss Your Ass Goodbye is only number 14.
Mm.
We
Well, I
still got.
remember them threatening, talking about, yo, we only got, you know,
Oh
this much
yeah, like it
longer. They
started
was
being
acting like they was
time.
gonna cut it short or some shit like
Well,
that.
look. Well, check this out. You can see my phone, but here's look. The rest of the records is like whole ass medleys. Like this is one. These 4 lines is one round. This is another
Yeah,
round.
because niggas started cheating, and Dipset was the first one to do that. Dipset was the first one to play like 2 or 3 records
Yeah.
consecutively, and so then fucking the Locks was like, "Fuck it, we could do that too."
Yep. Kiss Your Ass Goodbye. And Dipset answered with Salute and 848. Then the Locks came back with Felony Niggas. Um, to which Dipset then replied with Oh Boy and Hey Ma. See, I wouldn't have played those back to back. Oh Boy should have been one round, and Hey Ma should have been
Right.
one round. And then after that, I mean, you can see I mean, it's just too many records to name. Like these niggas was playing like
We ain't got to name it. We know what
yeah,
happened. All
yeah, we
kinds of
saw it.
nails got put in coffins. Fucking, there's a nail shortage out there right now because, whew, a lot of nailing got done that night.
And mostly and largely in part due to Dipset's
Lack of preparation.
lack of preparation, because y'all got the records. Be clear, give Dipset they motherfucking flowers. Their records they got classic hip hop anthems
And let's
for
stop
sure.
running with this skeleton crew Dipset. Let's bring the whole real Dipset back. Okay. I want to see RELL. I want to see fucking JR Ryder. I want to see 40 Cal as a part of Dipset. Whatever has to be done. I don't know if people got to take less money, if we got to charge more. I don't know what got to be done, but whatever personal issues or character issues, you know what I mean? Personality issues, that's what I want to say. That might be going on. Put that shit to the side because we would like to see the real Dipset, like the full Dipset, because I feel like, again, that was a shadow of Dipset. That wasn't the full Dipset. That was up there. That wasn't the full Dipset. And for us to act like it was, you know what I mean, is to ignore history. And I don't think we should do that, you know. Um, so shout out to RELL once again. He was supposed to be our guest tonight. He had to cancel at the last minute. Um, but we will get him on here and see what his perspective is on the whole situation.
And let this be a valuable lesson, guys. Lyrics, wait, oh, this side, I'm all backwards. Lyrics matter. Anytime people ask me, is there anything you want to say to up and coming artists? I'm like, yes, keep your pen sharp because a lyricist can come in any era and be O fucking K. Like trends come and go, waves come and go, fashion comes and goes, your looks come and go, motherfuckers gain
Thank you,
weight,
Jay Brown.
motherfuckers lose teeth, all type of shit. But guess what? That pen stay sharp, motherfucker. You will be all right in any era. That's it. That's all I
Jay
got.
Brown said Brand Nubian was the ish. And then he said punks jump up to get beat down. G Fish said Rah Digga still fine as a motherfucker.
Oh, thank you, sugar.
I ain't gonna say that. She said that. That yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate y'all coming through, man.
Yay.
Man, we had about 4,500 at one point.
I told you that as soon as they found out RELL wasn't coming, they
They're like,
just...
what? This nigga ain't coming. I thought RELL was gonna be in. Man,
Oh,
Lord Jamal, you said. Listen,
that's
brother
messed up,
had an
man.
unexpected emergency that happened at the very last minute, and he had to cancel. I hope everything is good.
I got on camera with no makeup to talk to RELL about fucking Verzuz, and his ass canceled.
Well, listen, I hope we will be able to do it another time. But I thoroughly enjoyed having this discussion with you, Digga. You know.
Word. I
Um,
know we don't really get to chop it up too much about hip hop.
yeah.
Always arguing
Now
about some shit.
now tell the truth, Digga. Are you gonna be able to come? You not coming. Are you coming?
It's not looking likely. And I'm gonna tell you off camera. Promoter did some bullshit. Well, not some bullshit. Gave me a wrong date to that extra fucking fucked up my planning. But I tell you,
Wrath boy, thank you. He said, thank y'all. I still enjoyed this. Appreciate you. We enjoyed y'all. All right. Well, damn. Yeah. I was hoping you could come.
I
Hit up
know.
Lady Luck though. I'm gonna see. She might come.
Oh, word, that'd be dope.
All right. Well, listen. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell. Uh, and we will be back. Today's what? Today's Thursday. Yeah, we'll be back next week.
Somebody said, when will we see Dig again? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got a real retarded next 2 weeks ahead of me. But somewhere I'm gonna bring my equipment with me. So we try to, I'm trying not to like miss so many shows and shit. But I don't know. It seemed like since the world reopened, everybody just cashing in on these pre-pandemic deposits and shit on my ass. Like, oh. But I love you all. I'm still here forever. Forever.
April 18th and 19th, Brand Nubian. We will be in Martha's Vineyard. That's the week that all the bougie people go up to the bougie black people go up to Martha's Vineyard and have a ball. So they ordered up some Brand Nubian this year. And we will be doing 2 nights up in Martha's Vineyard. So if you're up there, come check us out. But yeah, we appreciate y'all coming through.
Look at you. All Martha's Vineyarded.
Hey,
Yo, Jamar bougie as fuck. Don't y'all think
shut
he?
your mouth.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all about your boy Jamar one day.
Shut your mouth.
That
Once again,
Who-
for the
who's
Anatomy Godcast, I'm Lord Jamar.
Jamar is out here wearing mauve suits. Okay, golfing.
I'm not golfing. I ain't never been golfing in my life.
while I'm out here preparing for the apocalypse, your boy is over there playing cricket.
I'm knocking off.
He playing
You know,
cricket.
I'm really preparing. Stop it.
I'm gonna tell y'all
Matter of
about
fact, we're about to have a sponsor that deals with preparation and all that, but we'll get into that in the future. Say your damn name, woman.
I'm Digga.
And it's the Godcast.
Peace.